Okay, big news out of Atlanta this week. Mariah Carey, Atlanta Falcons receiver Calvin Ridley, and several other high-profile Atlanteans have been the victims of organized crime perpetrated by street gangs in Atlanta, including home invasions, robberies, all types of really terrifying activity that's been happening in Atlanta over a period of years. This was announced by the district attorney's office in Fulton County that numerous people are being charged. They are finding their victims by searching online and following people on social media who are, demonstrating their houses, their cars, these types of things. There have been numerous victims and numerous people have been arrested already on these charges. Patrick, what do you know about this story?
So this involves the drug rich gang, which was formed in DeKalb County around 2016, according to the district attorney's office. And it involved a scheme of following these celebrities on social media. And the indictment includes 220 charges, and 65 of those involve an October 1st, 2021 burglary, home invasion, and attempted kidnapping in a home on Northside Drive. These are pretty scary things that this gang is involved in. And it involves, I think, 26 alleged gang members that are indicted in this 220 charge indictment.
Now, are all of these celebrity victims?
No. The DA said that while there were people that were obviously high profile, like Mariah Carey and Calvin Ridley and a few other people, it also involved just people that are showing their wealth on social media. She did caution members of the community not to be too flashy with their social media profiles, because these people are following them, stalking them, and scheming to come to their homes and terrorize them.
Wow, that's really scary. So basically, the district attorney's office is saying, hey, if you're posting on social media showing off your brand new automobile, you've got a luxury vehicle or something like that, you got to be careful, because there are people out there who are actively looking for folks like you who obviously have money and figuring out where you live and then committing a home invasion or a robbery to try to take what you have. That's terrifying.
Oh, it's absolutely terrifying. And that October 1st, 2021 burglary, some scary facts about it. It involved them coming to this home and taking a 16-year-old girl out of her shower and threatening to harm her unless her mother gave them valuables in the house. So pretty terrifying stuff, and they're pretty ruthless.
Yeah, and it sounds like a really scary game. What do we know about this drug-rich gang?
It evidently started in DeKalb County, and the district attorney said that if you plan on coming to Fulton County, expect consequences if you're going to commit crimes. And she even threatened them and said the consequences will include life plus sentences.
Let's talk a little bit about that. I mean, these charges and these indictments are falling under the Georgia Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act, which we're hearing more about lately. It seems like there's been some high profile prosecutions in Atlanta under the Street Gang Act. What do you know about these charges and potential sentences for these people?
Well, I mean, the one thing about that act is it takes crimes like regular crimes such as robberies, burglaries, rape, aggravated assaults. And if you're doing it in association with a street gang, as defined by the General Assembly, then the criminal behavior can be punished at a higher level. So there's certain provisions of the statute that say that if you violate various sections of the statute, you'll get, I think it was 5 to 15 years and a fine of not less than $10,000 or more than $15,000, or all of the above, basically. But this indictment includes charges for that, as well as the individual crimes like aggravated assault, attempted murder, kidnapping, burglary, and various other types of charges.
So it sounds like the prosecutor's office is using the Street Gang Act to increase the potential sentencing for this behavior. So basically, if you commit a home invasion, there's a number of crimes that you will have been alleged to have committed in that, such as assault, battery, robbery, burglary, all of these things that would fall under that. If you are doing it as part of a criminal enterprise, as a member of a gang, then you can potentially be sentenced even further with like minimum sentences that might be as high as 15 years or something of that, which all add up and can result in something as high as a life sentence if you're committing these acts as part of a gang. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. That's basically the gist of it.
Okay. I also noticed that some of these people were being charged under the Georgia RICO Act, which is something you typically hear in mob prosecutions. The Racketeering Act is basically an act that makes it criminal to run fraudulent businesses, any kind of illegal business. And nowadays that often entails the drug trade. You don't have to commit violent street crimes to be prosecuted under RICO. Under RICO, this often would involve anybody who's running a fraudulent business or any kind of ongoing racketeering exercise, extortion, violence and intimidation and running a business. Those types of things can all fall under the RICO statute. It's quite a lengthy statute. But man, this is a really shocking story. When I heard about this yesterday, I was really taken aback at how terrifying this must be for the victims. People are going on there to promote themselves on social media, and which is part of pretty much every celebrity's business model these days. And there's a consequence. They're being targeted by these folks with some pretty violent in behavior. I mean, this is, fortunately, it sounds like nobody's been killed as a part of this, but definitely this is about as terrifying a situation as you can imagine, having your home invaded by someone who just happened to see that, you've got a really nice house and you're on social media and they've got things they'd like to take. So
yeah, it's interesting. The warrants that I guess were issued for members of this gang allege that the members identify targets on social media. They scout the property before going into the homes and taking items, and then the stolen valuables are sold for profit. They also, an article discussing what happened here, they talk about a July 4th incident in Sandy Springs where a man was actually shot. So though nobody's been killed, it appears that they're getting more brazen, more violent. And it's good to see the authorities actually going after these people aggressively. And hopefully it'll make Atlanta safer.
Okay. Well, yeah, this is be an interesting thing to watch. And I'm sure that's probably not the end of these charges or indictments. And we'll see what happens to these people with their prosecutions as they move through the system. Okay. Anything else, man? We've got college football season starting this weekend. Who's Auburn facing?
Mercer.
Oh, okay. Well, there's win number one. If not, that'll be shocking a result as you can imagine. So you guys have Mercer. Georgia has Oregon at the Mercedes-Benz. And so 3:30 on Saturday kickoff, Chick-fil-A kickoff game. We're going to see what happens as the 2022 defending national champion Georgia Bulldogs take the field for the fifth time. They're Stetson. All right. Have a good one. We'll see you in a couple of days. Let's go get some work done.
All right, man.